Good morning, Africa. It's morning one part of the Africa and it's night in another part. How are you doing? It's been a while since we've connected. Hello, world. How you doing? How you processing? Welcome to another It's Time to Shine show. I've missed you. Have you missed me? And where you watching from so that we can connect up and I can give out a couple of special shout outs. Spent last couple of days. It's actually a bank holiday today, so probably that's why you saw a little activity on LinkedIn from the guys based out in Dublin. But it's good to reconnect on this live stream. And today I wanted to really cover some not so obvious secrets that are guaranteed to transform your life before 8 a.m. every morning. I want us to have this conversation because I believe by having this conversation, we can empower each other. We can educate each other. We can make each other stronger by the things that we learn and the things that we share. So I want to cover 6 daily practices that will fuel your efforts to create and sustain positive change in your life. So if you're looking to change, if you're looking to transform, you're logged on to the right stream where we're going to be talking specifically about some not so obvious secrets. A lot of this stuff that I'm going to be talking about, you're going to tell me that you've heard it before, you know it. Well, great. The difference with what I'm going to be covering today is that I'm going to be basing it on some thought leadership, basing it on an international bestseller by an author called Hal Elrod. Hal has put together an amazing book that I've been consuming, that I've been practicing for the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks. And I wanted to share that with you so that we empower each other and we strengthen each other as we deal with all these changes that have now become the new norm. These changes, as you know, have brought about a lot of questions as we think about our own careers, as we think about how we manage our families, as we think about how we manage resources that we have. It's important that now more than ever, we need clear brains as we approach all of these changes and the changes that are impacting us. Michelle, thanks for joining. I love it. Thank you for joining and connecting up. I hadn't announced the stream beforehand, so anyone that's joining, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. And again, the stream is recorded so that we can share it with those that might have missed it. Because the message I'm going to share, like I said, I think it is important for just about every professional. As we deal with the new norm, we need to get a sense of presence, being present in the moment, because all we have is now. And it's a question of how do we leverage what we have right now? How do we use that to harness our internal energy for its time to shine? And how do we use that as a growth mechanism in every single morning interaction as we take on new days and new challenges? So, getting right into it, without wasting too much time, if you were to ask me, what is the secret to your success? I'm making this conversation personal because this Sunday we did not have Stewart Super Stream Sunday special. It didn't happen. Had to take care of family. Family comes first, folks. You are family, but family comes first. Hey, Laban and Laura, watching from Nairobi. Glad to have you. We've had this conversation before about what is the secret to success. Before, I used to think that the secret to a career success is that you find something you love doing and you get someone to pay you to do it. But as I've matured and as I've grown through career journeys and aspirations have changed, inspirations have changed, what I now call my superpower and that I share openly with you is continuous development. A mindset where you're continuously making time for learning, making time for yourself to grow, to adapt, to learn new skills, to remain curious, to inspire, to educate, to learn, to be a teacher, to be a student. Every day, each and every one of us has that opportunity. So let's get right into it. Ultimately, if you want to have a fantastic morning, and like I said, I'm not speaking as a subject matter expert, but really speaking from what has changed and transformed my life. If you're looking to ultimately start off your days more productive, more inspired, then it pays you that the thing that you do is investing in time to sleep, to get enough rest, to refresh, to slow down from the day so that you can attack the next day with the vigor and the energy that you bring into the day. So it starts off by setting off our alarms. And when we think about alarms, I think about some of the expressions we've heard before where people talk about, you snooze, you lose. That's right. I can relate to that expression more and more now because I understand that if I procrastinate and I hit the snooze button, I'm cheating myself out of an opportunity to kick off my day with energy, to kick off my day with purpose, and to achieve the goals of the things that I want to do. But I'm getting ahead of myself. To share some best practices here, I've started putting my alarm a couple of feet away from me so that I wake up when the alarm goes off. I've also started as a best practice to ensure that early morning I'm having some warm water to drink, and if I can throw in a lemon to add flavor to it, I'm doing that. Because by drinking that water or brushing my teeth or washing my face, I am kick-starting my day and I am waking myself up so I'm not tempted to snooze. But again, let's go back to where this starts is getting that good night's rest. Sleeping like a baby. Sleeping and giving our bodies a chance to grow, a chance to learn, a chance to relax, and for the body itself to repair itself. We're living in a special time where we have more time with our families. So the things we do before we go to bed matter. If you do have children, have you explored reading children's stories with them before they go to bed? This will distract you, even as an adult, from the worries and the anxiety that is surrounding us. Whatever it is that is causing you stress, I find that by reading children's stories and getting into that mode of fantasy or getting into that mode of imagination, it allows me to disconnect from the worries of the day and the world so that I'm able, like a child, to keep my inner child alive and to keep my imagination alive and to distract my mind enough so that it slumbers and sleeps well. For if I don't sleep well, I feel it the next day when I try and take on activities. Do you find yourself waking up feeling tired? Our bodies need water, and as we sleep, we lose out on that hydration. So start off with that water, and as I said a little bit earlier, understand how much sleep your body requires and give it that rest and give it that sleep. We're working from home, which gives us an opportunity to plan our nap times. I remember back in the day when we were in primary school or kindergarten or nursery school, whatever you call it, you had a nap time and you loathed it back in the day. Now as an adult, you crave it. Well, as we stay home, as we stay safe, as we stay locked in, we have time to plan our naps. And I put up this picture also to remind me of the fact that as careers change, so often we have thought the ultimate destination in a career is for you to work in a glass office with a secretary, a PA, or whatever it is your aspiration was. But new careers are surfacing because they operate with greater resilience. The food industry, agriculture, food security. If you worked in that industry, you could take a nap underneath a tree with no fluorescent lighting and air conditioning buzzing in the background. So it's time to relook at careers that we thought were not traditionally sexy, but are if we're looking for health and well-being. The last thoughts that we have before we sleep should be the first thoughts that we have as we wake up. Waking up with that energy, waking up with that mindset of already an understanding of the things we need to achieve during our day. If I go back to this book that I'm making reference to, and I hate it because I'm paraphrasing, but The Miracle Morning talks about waking up with a mindset that knows what you want to achieve throughout the course of the day that's coming. But it urges that as you wake up, as you start your day, you start that day in silent meditation. Silent meditation at the start of your day is a source that is connected to guiding your way. Just being present in your own thoughts. Meditating without talking, or whether it is in you starting off your day by being in a peaceful meditation or a mode of prayer, reflecting, breathing deeply, and focusing on gratitude. So clear your mind first thing in the morning. Own that time. Wake up a little bit earlier than your household if you've got children. Take and own that time to clear your mind and start your day in peace. Meditation, prayer, reflection, deep breathing, and gratitude. And on breathing this week, I learned a technique and I want to share it with you. Each one, teach one. It's time to shine, like we always say. If you breathe through your nose, it helps your body relax. It helps your body get into a state of relaxation, a body state where it is aware of itself and helps you relieve some of the physical tension and stress that we feel. So that's the first thing, and I'm going to give you an acronym, which is SAVERS. But I want to just walk through them. So S for silence. That was the first thing. And starting off with that meditation, prayer, and reflection, and a deep sense of gratitude. Speaking about gratitude, I want to share best practice of what I've been doing. You may choose to use it, you may choose not to. But let's teach each other. In terms of gratitude, one of the things that you can do for yourself in practicing gratitude is writing it down and making it more intentional. I've found there's an app. I'm currently using an iPhone, so maybe I'm showing a screen for an application that only runs on Apple, but I believe these applications exist on multiple platforms. An application on gratitude that gives you the opportunity to say what you're grateful for and gives you an opportunity to think about why that thing has an impact on you in terms of how you feel, in terms of how you process, in terms of how you collaborate and work with other people. So try that, folks. What are you grateful for? And why does that matter? And when you do the things that matter, how does that make you feel? And how do you get that feeling again and again every day? So if you're struggling with opening up a journal, there's digital versions. Download the applications and start that journey for yourself. Let's move right along. The second thing is A for affirmations. And I know affirmations gets a bad rap, where a lot of people say that, yes, I'll put it in my mind, I'm a millionaire, I'm a great athlete, I'm whatever, but it doesn't come to fruition because you do not act on it. So how can we harness affirmations and turn them into actionable, positive statements? First of all, it starts off by knowing that what we do matters. And when we know what we do and how it matters and the impact it brings, nothing stops us from taking those affirmation statements and repeating them to ourselves in a way to support our success. The repetition of affirmations leads to belief. I'm going to say it a different way. Affirmations plant positive seeds into your head, allowing them to bloom in the days ahead. That's affirmations. It is not pumping yourself up with lies. It is taking those statements and using them as positive seeds that you are planting as real estate in your own head so that they may bloom in the days ahead when you need them. Let's move along, folks. I've talked about S being silent. I've talked about A being affirmations. Let's move on to visualization. Visualization sets your desired goal, virtuous images to delight your soul. Visualization, I'm going to say it again, sets your desired goal, virtuous images delight your soul. What do I mean by that? Well, with visualization, if we think about it, this is when we take a moment to close our eyes or to look at a vision board of inspiring images and to use your imagination to create mental pictures of what you want in your life, who you need to be to create what you want, and what you need to do to get there. This is your career journey. No one understands this more than you. No one understands your aspirations, your dreams, your goals more than you. If that being the case, then we should own our own dreams. We should own our own aspirations. We should create these vision boards that will inspire us, that will remind us. Our brains process images 60,000 times faster than reading text. So why don't you put up a vision board that allows you to always remind yourself of what is important? Like I said, if you're joining the stream right now, we're talking about The Miracle Morning, a book by Hal Elrod. We're talking about the 6 concepts that he has shared that will help you align with your goals and your aspiration. And don't get me wrong, these things that he's sharing are not so obvious secrets. There's nothing new here. It's the packaging. It's the way that this narrative has been put together that will then guarantee that you can start to transform your life before 8 a.m. every morning by changing some of the ways that we start our day. Some of us need a morning coffee to get started, but is coffee the best option? Are there other options? Green tea, black tea, whatever it is, we gotta look at it and say, what impact will this have for me, not only today, but in the future? Which leads me to number 4, the letter E. E is exercise. When you exercise in the morning, it significantly boosts your energy. It enhances your health. It improves your self-confidence and your emotional well-being. This has been a tough one for me, but I've personally chosen to use this time, this moment and period, locked down with the restrictions that we've been given, to exercise, to invest in creating a brand new me. Now I set myself an ambitious goal to try and hit 20 kilometers a day. That's right. If not, I want to run 10 kilometers a day. That's been hard, but I'm using technology to track it. Because if you're not tracking it and if you're not documenting it, you are wasting your time. We've got the technology built on our devices. Yesterday, I cracked again that 20-kilometer mark. It's been well over 30 days. I've cracked it 3 times, but it released amazing endorphins that inspired me to get started again today. aches and pains aside, I invested the time to exercise because here's the thing. Exercise benefits the physical part of your essential balancing with mind and spirit too. We need to have a balance of exercise that will help our mind and our spirit. So whatever it is that you do as an exercise, as a moment to meditate, as a moment to release endorphins, do it and do it well. And do it if you can first thing in the morning. Because then when you've psyched up and you've pumped that blood into your energy and you have gotten your body wide awake, it can only lead to great and successful things happening throughout the rest of the day. We spend way too much time on our devices. We're hurting our backs, our necks, our eyes. So get up, take a walk, take a stretch, and work on your body. Love your body. It is your temple. Look after it. Because you will need it as we go forward. My wife has got me drinking all sorts of blended and grinded and processed green foods. Well, unprocessed vegetables and green foods. It's a time to detox, folks. And I'm not asking you to give up an hour of your day every day. I'm not asking you to wake up early. I'm encouraging you rather to invest in yourself. And here's a pro tip. And this will come even more useful when we get back to what will become the new norm. There will be days and times and moments when you cannot commit the full 30 minutes of your regular exercise. What you can think about is perhaps downloading an application that gives you a 7-minute workout. And with that 7-minute workout, like I said, let's lead with data, folks. Let's monitor. Let's know where we're improving. Let's know what we're improving and why it matters. So I personally use this application. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not a sponsor for it. I'm not a spokesperson for it, but I love the data that it gives you in terms of what you can achieve in 7 minutes without any equipment, without a gym, without a membership, without someone to push you along. 7 minutes, folks. You could even start off with a 3-minute exercise. So there's no excuse for not getting started. Let's move along. So we've said S is for silent, A is for affirmation, V is for visualization, E is for exercise. Now we move to the letter R. What is that? Reading. Investing time in reading promotes self-growth. Reading self-growth will provide ideas, and it will provide recommended wisdom, which opens up many more doors to opportunities for you. Simply put, the more you read and invest in your knowledge, the more likely you will get opportunities that you were previously not aware of. And here's the thing with reading. The more I read, or even the more I listen to podcasts, the more I'm able to mirror the people, the stories which I admire. Read something which inspires you, which will enhance an area in your life. So yes, while fictional reading is great and it relaxes the mind and it encourages imagination, I'm asking you to invest in personal development. Read something that will improve you today and for tomorrow. Get out of your comfort zone. Read about soft skills. Read what makes other people successful. Because this will help you mirror your life. Folks, I hope this is all useful to you. Like I said, this is going to be a recording. It's going to be available for you to share. So if you know someone who should be listening to this message and needs a message of inspiration right now, tag them. Tag them on the thread. Each one teach one. We're better and stronger together when we educate each other. So I've talked already about S being your silent moment of meditation and prayer in the morning, deep thinking and breathing through your nose. We talked about affirmations and writing those down. We talked about visualization. We've talked about exercise and reading. The last thing I want to focus on is the ability for you to start scribing. This is journaling. Journaling enables you to document your insights, your ideas, your breakthroughs, your realization and successes, and the lessons you have learned. When we write down things, it processes in our minds. It forces us to think. It forces us to be true to ourselves. So start writing down your thoughts. Start journaling. For when you journal or you scribe your thoughts your thoughts and journey, the path you take will support everything you're doing to try and get that miracle morning. Your soul will awaken. I've been talking about the Miracle Morning. It's a book, it's a self-help and a self-development book that allows you to be self-aware. It's a book by a gentleman called Hal Elrod. You can find more about him on the internet. You can find more about him on his own website, which I've put up. The thing is, with all these tips, you know them. I went through them to give you an idea. But I encourage you to read the book yourself. Because within the book, there are actionable items that you can take if you want to start this process of change. Just telling you the 6 tips on their own will be meaningless unless we put them into action. Putting them into action is now looking at how do you visualize your career. Especially now as things have changed, what are the things you're doing to plan out a career for yourself? A career that's aligned to your goals. A career that has daily practices that are fueling up all the efforts you are making to create and sustain a positive change in your life. That change might not be from a career perspective, but might be from a physical perspective. Getting healthy. Living long enough to spend time with your loved ones later in life. Your aspirations could be starting up a new business, reaching a new audience, moving from being an employee to being an employer. Whatever change you're looking to make, I'm encouraging you to document it. And as you document your history, your life, and tell your story, professionally and socially, stop and take a moment to laugh at yourself. Stop and take a moment to smile, to reflect. Don't take yourself too seriously, folks. There's enough serious things going on in the world. Having the ability and the humility to laugh at yourself will empower you. It will free your mind. So let's make the most out of this situation that we're in. Let's be more compassionate. Let's be more understanding. Let's strive to be better partners. Now, as I do with each and every show that we do, I'm going to give you some freebies. So yeah, if you've been listening in and you're a regular listener, here's this week's freebies. LinkedIn has put together some courses to help people find jobs during this challenging economic time. I've put up the URL. You can see it there. Take a screenshot, pass it on to somebody, a colleague, a friend, and a stranger. Because a stranger is just a friend we have not met yet. These courses will help you deal with things like resilience. They'll help you deal with things like managing your mindfulness. Some of these courses will now start helping you charter out your strategy in reinventing yourself for the workplace of the future that has arrived unannounced. These courses will help you with the very basics of putting together your resume, the very basics of how to prepare for video interviews. Folks, these courses are free and they're available on LinkedIn. As long as you have a profile, you can access these. This is LinkedIn's initiative to assist you, our members, find access to economic opportunities. By enabling you and making you more productive and successful, we know we're playing our part in the world. Now I'm going to wrap it up by summarizing all the things I've covered just to make sure you have heard me. Think of this by the acronym SAVERS. When I think of savers, I think of life savers. So what are the life savers? I said, number one, monitor the amount of sleep you need for your age. For you need your body to rest, so that when your body rests, you awaken and align that physical presence with the things that we care about, the values that we espouse, the things that we aspire to improve about ourselves from an emotional intelligence perspective, to a character perspective, to a behavior perspective, to an appearance perspective. It's time to shine, folks. And why now more than ever is because things have changed. You need to change your mindset to adapt to this new environment. I put up a picture with a blue shoe and an orange shoe. That means you can wake up in the morning and do your regular job, and by night you're a DJ. By night you're a photographer. You're an author. You're an influencer. You're a coach. You're a mentor. The times have changed. What do you visualize for yourself? How do you see yourself becoming the best person and the best version of yourself and for your industry and your community? What steps are you taking to ensure that you remain at the top if you are at the top? And if you're journeying up to the top, how are you investing in yourself? How much time are you spending reading, listening to podcasts? How much time are you spending watching things that inspire you and grow you? There's so much knowledge available for free today, you have no excuse. Document it, folks. Run your own race. Document your thoughts. Align your goals. Be flexible. Be forgiving for yourself. But document them and measure them. And as you do that, let's not forget that there are people that do not have the access to the networks that you and I have access to. There are people who are beginning their careers. There are people who are looking for someone who can inspire them, coach them, mentor them, teach them. And likewise, there are things that you do not know. What are you doing to get reverse mentorship? So each one teach one. Let us work together to grow each other, to share knowledge, to educate, to empower, to excite. And as we do that, let us not forget our true selves, who we are around the home. A lot of the courses I've been doing of late are around leadership. Because whilst you might not have that leadership title in the business that you work in every day, you definitely have that leadership title in the home you run. So what kind of a leader are you? How present are you? How self-aware are you? How socially aware are you? We got to work at each one of these things. I wanted to leave you with a quote, And hopefully that quote will inspire you and help you understand why I'm so passionate about helping you grow your personal brand, helping you focus around your personal development, helping you future-proof yourself or adapt yourself to the new norm, because you can. It's time to shine. My quote for the day is this: don't tell me the sky's the limit when there are footprints on the moon. That's it. I said it. I read it back to you. You can see it up. There are footprints on the moon. Let's aim beyond that. As I close out, a lot of the photographs that I've used for this live stream, I normally give credit out to the photographers. I've gone and I've used stock free images from services like Pexels. I'm super grateful for all of the photographers who have given their gift of photography and vision to the world to use. I wish I could name you all by person, by name, but it's not going to be possible. I thank you, and I ask others to play it forward in terms of gratitude, in terms of acknowledging your sources. Like I said, today's book and today's coverage of this topic is no idea of my own, but rather from reading, internalizing, and putting into practice what I read in the book, The Miracle Morning. You can get yourself a copy of this book, and I encourage you not just to Google, to Bing, to search for what are those things, because you know those things. I encourage you to read the book. Not once, not twice, thrice. Read it. Because by repeating, then you are able to make that message a living part of your DNA and how you think and how you internalize and make this come to life every day. So get a copy of the book, and I encourage you, and again, I'm not promoting Amazon here, but I just found it's a lot quicker and a lot easier to get your copy off Amazon. Pay for it. It's intellectual property, folks. What I provided today was a small snippet of what you can get if you invest in yourself in taking time to learn. Make time for learning, folks. Each one, teach one. Share this message. Tag someone. Let's empower each other. Let's grow the network. I thank you very much for watching. I know we didn't have too much interaction today, but I thought this was a critical message to share. A message to share with you, my community. A message that I've found has changed the way that I approach every day. A way that I have now harnessed the New You Challenge. It's been fantastic to have you on the show. Giving a special shout out to everybody who listened. Rudo, thank you very much for watching. Prudence in Johannesburg, how you doing? How's that lockdown coming along? How you feeling right now? Folks, I did another live stream the other day and I said, if you're a leader, and like I said, each and every one of us is a leader in our homes. If you are a leader, and with the mindset that we are all leaders, there are two questions that you can ask. Two questions that are important in terms of the moment and time we're in right now. The first question is, how are you feeling right now? Focus on the right now, because otherwise you're going to get a generic answer. Again, Laban, you're asking how you can share this link. I'll share it again after this. So, how are you feeling right now? And the second follow-up question, which is based on also intently listening to the person you're speaking with, is asking the question, how can I help you with that? Be specific. They have told you how they're feeling right now. You ask the question how you can help fix that particular issue. Think about it, folks. Let's share the knowledge. Thank you very much, Veronica, for jumping on. I see you're online. Sarah watching from Kenya, I appreciate you. Wanjiru watching from Georgia in the US. Oh yeah, we're going global with this. Share it, folks. It's time to shine. I thank you. I appreciate you. And I know you're going to pay it forward by sharing this knowledge with someone else. Be blessed, stay safe, and take care.